right, man. We back. Motor City Sports Talk. We back in the building. Appreciate everybody for checking in one time. For the one time, the Pistons have made a deal on the eve of the NBA draft, which is tomorrow night. I believe it's still in New York City. And they dealing with the Milwaukee Bucks again, a divisional foe. And, obviously last time they traded Stanley, and then Stanley ended up getting traded to New Orleans. This time, the Pistons pick up John Leuer, according to Adrian Wojnarowski. Well, they trade John Leuer for Tony Snell. And to bring Tony Snell here, they also bring the last pick in the first round, in. So the Pistons now had the 15th and the 30th pick. The bad thing about this deal is they give up an expiring contract of John Leuer, which is just roughly over $9 million, maybe $9.5 million. And now you bring on $20+ million contract for the next 2 years, Tony Snell. So they took on more money and probably going deeper in the luxury tax for the 30th pick. Now, I think Tony Snell makes around roughly over 11 this year and 12 next year. Wojnarowski, and I'll link that source in the description. Under source link said it's a $4 million. They say the Milwaukee Bucks say $4 million. That didn't look right to my math. I could be wrong. Maybe it's a rough estimate. Look more like what? Maybe $2-3 million. Maybe he knows something I don't, right? So Tony Snell is still owed at least 11, over 11, and 12 next year. John Leuer is expiring contract. Reggie Jackson, expiring contract. Andre Drummond could opt out after this season, I think. So the Pistons had but they really had an opportunity to salvage their salary cap, and it still look like they trying to go and be a end of the East, eighth, 7th, 6th seed at best. All right, Tony Snell, he brings a guy that is a streaky three-point shooter, good defensive guy. Basically, what he is basically Stanley Johnson. That's just what he is. A good defender, but a pedestrian, streaky three-point shooter. And that's it. But also Tony Snell can play. John Leuer couldn't even play in this league. Tony Snell can get out there, defend his position. He athletic. I really don't know him from being a slasher and a big finisher, but he can defend and he can occasionally hit a three. He ain't no Bruce Bowen 3-and-D guy. Okay, he ain't automatic from the corner. Maybe he get more minutes, more consistent minutes. He can be good, better from the 3-point line. But the Pistons don't upgrade offensively. Well, they do, because John Leuer can get on the floor, but you're not bringing a superhero in, or you're not bringing a J.J. Redick type shooter, or you're not bringing a 3-and-D guy like Jimmy Butler. But they dug themselves deeper in the cap. That's basically what they done. So Tom Gores is willing to go in the luxury tax to barely be a playoff team. I think it's the stupidest shit I ever heard. But hey, the 30th pick, I think that's an important pick. I like this draft. I like this draft's depth. I think, and I'm going to do some of the guys I like in the draft. And I've done them. I've done NBA spotlights. I've been doing them. So I'll give you a mock draft, a list of guys I like and don't like tomorrow, hopefully early in the morning, but or before lunch, okay? But in this trade, just, they get another draft. They need that draft pick, though. So I think it's smart to get the last pick in the first round, because maybe you could package one of them up and move up. Or then again, you add another good. This draft got a lot of depth. A lot of depth. I like a ton of guys in this draft, man. Tyler Hero could slide. Bola could slide. Kevin Porter Jr., love him. Cam Reddish, love him. P.J. Washington, I like him a lot too. A lot of these guys, Calvin Johnson, Nikhil Alexander from Virginia Tech, I like him. I think the Pistons, it was a great move right here. It ain't about just bringing Tony Snell here. This is a guy that give you more depth, could be a rotational guy, and you get off a guy that's not a rotational guy that really probably can't play in this league when his contract up. He probably gonna be a G League player. You bring in a guy that increases that improves your depth, and also you're able to bring in a first round draft pick, which you can use to trade up and trade down. Maybe you'll see it every year. One of their guys go at the end of the first round from 20 to 30. Somebody leave. somebody get picked, and then the team want to trade out of the first round, and maybe a team would like to trade out of the first round, with the Pistons, or trade back into the last pick of the draft, and the Pistons can move up and get a guy. So I think this is Ed Stefanowski, given what he got, or given what he the ingredients that he got here, I think he really hit it out the park. If Bruce Brown can develop some offense, finishing at the bucket, in a mid-range game, he ain't got to develop a three. If he can get a mid-range game going and finish at the bucket, I think he could be an all-star in this league. But if defense, I seen him do a hell of a job on Kawhi Leonard, Little Caesars Arena this year in March. He gave Kawhi Leonard fits, but he couldn't stay on the floor because he couldn't score. If he can score, and he don't have to develop a three-pointer, But Tony Snell, you're going to be able to put him on the other team's best player. He'll be able to give him fits. If Tony Snell can mount some offense, it'll help. But it's definitely an upgrade over John Leuer. I think it was a 5-star trade for the Pistons if they make sure and if Stefanowski draft like he did last year and find a diamond in the rough, and Bruce Brown, you give him 2 first-rounders this year, I think he can start building the foundation for something good. But I don't see nothing good coming out of keeping Blake, Reggie, and Dre together. Not nothing significant that's going to get the city behind the team like that. So that's just my opinion, but I like the way they're going. And I wish the Pistons had an owner that was willing to spend all this fucking money. Man, right? I mean, the Lions, excuse me. I wish the Lions had an owner that was willing to do this. But, hey, Motor City Sports Talk. Be back tomorrow with some NBA draft talk and some reaction to the draft. Appreciate it. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Don't forget the Big 3 Saturday. Go check it out, Little Caesars Arena, man. Support black entrepreneurship. Ice Cube, Big 3 going to be on CBS as well. Motor City Sports Talk, one time for the one time. Y'all know what the business is. We